Hi, I'm Maddie, and I'm going to show you how to use the Mokume Gane technique with clay. First things first, you need to set out your materials. You're going to need cookie cutters, a sharp cutting tool, a rolling pin, items to make patterns in your clay with, a ruler, and the clay. I also have wipes handy because sometimes it can get messy and stick to your board. The first step is to soften your clay. I did this by rolling it around and folding it into itself before smushing it in my hands. This makes it so that you can roll it out thin and not have to damage it when you're doing so. After you soften the clay, you're going to need to roll it out. I did this by moving it into a little disc shape and then laying it down to roll out with the rolling pin. You have to do this with all of your clay and make sure that it's about 1 millimeter to 2 millimeters thick. When all of your clay is rolled out, you're going to cut it into squares that are roughly 2.5 inches long. You need 6 of these squares, 2 of each color. Take these squares and lay them out in a pattern. I went from darkest to lightest because that's how I'm used to doing it. You can do it in any pattern as long as you copy it all the way through. Once you set the clay in the pattern of your choosing, make sure to roll it out just a little bit to make sure it's all sealed together. Then, use your objects to make patterns in the clay like lines, circles, or anything really. I am recommending using a dull edge or a pointed object to make these patterns. After you're satisfied with the patterns that you've made, cut the clay in half and stack it onto itself. Then roll it out and repeat. You're going to do this process until you're satisfied with the amount of layers that you've created. Once you're done cutting and layering it, then you have to push it together and roll it out into the cane. You're going to use this cane to create the little slabs that you roll out later into your design. After you've rolled out your cane, you can cut it into segments. Make sure that they're roughly the same thickness each time you cut. Lay these pieces into a tile shape and then roll it out with your rolling pin to make sure they're all sticking together. You have to roll it out to be a little over 2 millimeters in thickness. Once it's rolled to the thickness you're happy with, cut out a shape and then make sure to cut out a backing with a solid color of clay. Roll these together and voila! You finished your piece. All you have left to do is bake it in the oven at roughly 270 degrees for 15 minutes per 1/4 square inch. Copyright is the exclusive legal right given to an originator or an assignee to print, publish, perform, film, or record literary, artistic, or musical material, and to authorize others to do the same. This is protected by copyright and shall not be used unless under the law of fair use.